right, let's do this. Oh, nice. I don't know what this filter is that they put on my face for YouTube. It's way too shiny. Not looking so good. What is going on? Yapping is here. How are you? We're just gonna have to deal with the strange glow on my face. It's happened before. Not sure why. Not sure why. This doesn't happen on the regular camera. I looked around, made sure everything was looking okay, and then YouTube. YouTube. What is going on? Jesus is here. Aroni. How are you, my friend? Ibrahim. Welcome from Egypt. Cecilia. Argentina's in the house. K Mega is here. Aniko. Hungary's in the house. Hungary. Eugene. Ukraine is in the house. Welcome. Beginner. Beginner. I'm not sure where you're from. Maybe in the chat you might want to write down where you're from. Beginner. Maybe by the end of the chat you might change your name to intermediate. Maybe you won't be a beginner anymore. No, of course, learning a language takes a long time. Adriana is here. Poland is well represented. Well represented. Well, and Armenia is here. Sunshine. Well, Sam the Taiwanese. Welcome. Welcome. So many from Zobeda. So many familiar names. Welcome Naima. All right, everybody's here. We can get started. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Welcome. Mr. Rambo has made an appearance. All right. Uh-oh. Something am I overexposed? I'm overexposed. I have, thanks to the members, thank you members. There are a number of you in here. Rod is here. I bought some new lights, so maybe I'm overexposed. I don't like the look. I don't like the look, but you're not here to worry about the way I look. You're here. Is it that bad, Jamie? Is it that bad? Is my face glowing gonna be a distraction? Miho is here. Oh, she's going to join. All right, then Japan will be well represented. But maybe I am overexposed, Jesus. My forehead. Well, it hides the wrinkles though. Oh, wait, I just did something. Now it's not as exposed. I'm not gonna do it again. But on my end, it looks better. I put my finger to my forehead and it disappeared. Okay, that must have been it. Finger to the forehead, we're good. This is as good as it gets. This is as good as the face gets. We're gonna have to deal with it. Maybe I'll grow the beard back to hide some of it. So let's get into some questions. If you're new here, the way this works is you put in a question about learning English, about living in the United States, and I try to answer it. And if I can't answer it, there are some very smart people here in the chat. They might also help you out. I will do my best to follow all of the questions in the chat, but I'm a bit of a boomer, and sometimes the chat gets a little busy. I get a little befuddled. That might be a new word for some. Befuddled is a little confused. Befuddled. 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 Not used that often, but befuddled. Asma is here. She wants to know how I'm doing. I'm doing well. Now that my forehead is back to normal. My forehead. Pashwa is here. Welcome. So let's get into some questions. Let's get into some questions. A few comments about my forehead. Right. I'm looking for some chats. So if some questions. If I don't have any questions, I will just have to keep talking about my forehead. So Beta said that she heard from a big YouTuber, you should put a light I got a light on my left and I got a light on my right. But maybe it was too much light, or maybe the finger to the forehead fixed it. Adriana is here. Mr. Rick, is it Dubai? Dubai Rick? Welcome, welcome. Nathalie Rutan, I think you joined the Facebook page. Welcome. So there's a question about cycling. Americans, why do Americans do little or no cycling? Oh, the forehead's back. All right. I don't know. I think the Americans do quite a bit of cycling, actually. That might be better. They might do quite a bit of cycling, I think. It just depends on what country. But I have a friend who is really big into biking, and he has the whole thing. He has the biker shorts, the biker shirt, the little biker helmet. My son and his friends are really into biking, but not cycling. They go on mountains and ride their bikes. So I guess compared to a country like France, where I think cycling is one of the biggest sports, we do have small groups of people who are really passionate about that sport. So it just depends on who you are. Miho joined. Welcome, Miho. Ooh, okay, so Eugene is wondering, and Eugene has added some Russian subtitles to some of my videos. So thank you so much, Eugene. The question that Eugene has is, could you please explain the meaning of the phrase, you dog, and when do you usually use it? Because I couldn't find the meaning of it anywhere. Urban Dictionary? They're usually a pretty good source for everything slang related. You dog often refers to a man who has cheated on his wife or his girlfriend, often referred to as a dog. But a dog is never a good thing. That's probably the most common use. But anytime somebody does something that you aren't happy with, you can use dog. And mostly men. It's mostly men. You dog. You dog. All right. Yes. Jesus, I will not say the F word again in here. We will forget about that. Next question. Naima. I think I did a short mini lesson on dropout. Do we use the word dropout with just school, or can we use it to give up? Great question. So, dropout, definitely. School, you've quit, that's the most common use. But sometimes, let's talk about cycling. If there is a race and that person doesn't participate, you could say that they have dropped out of the race, or maybe they got halfway through the race and they were like, whoa, this is too tough, and so they give up. So you could use it with cycling, a race, running, presidential candidates. We have a presidential election coming up in the United States in November. And if a candidate decides to give up, we could say they have dropped out of the race. Naima, good question. So drop out, couple more examples there. Yes, the Dutch. I do believe cycling is very popular. And so when we say cycling, okay, maybe I misunderstood the question. When we say cycling in English, or at least the United States, we are referring to the sport. So I don't know if you were talking about that, but if you are talking about just getting around, like going to the store. Yeah, we do not use bikes as much. Some people in bigger cities do, but where Jamie and I live, most of the things that we need to do to get to would require a car. Some parts of the Netherlands, I know, the store might be much closer to you, but the United States is a massive country, huge. So, and we're lazy. We're lazy. Zobeda is wondering, do we call them bikers or cyclists? Yeah, if someone's just riding a bike for fun, we might call them a biker. But you might also hear a biker for a motorcycle with the motor, the engine. So you might hear them referred to as bikers. A cyclist, if you say that in the United States, we would say mostly for people who are passionate about the sport, a cyclist. Good question. Good question. Moshen, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Moshen. My Saturday is going pretty well. Thank you for asking. Could you please tell me any proper way to learn phrasal verbs? Yeah, phrasal verbs are super difficult. I do have a playlist on this channel with phrasal verbs, so I would suggest that. But, and I think Ibrahim would say the same, is that if you keep listening to native speakers, the same with prepositions. If you listen to a lot of native speakers, simply speaking, they will use a lot of phrasal verbs. And hopefully you can figure out with the context, with the words that are around those phrasal verbs, how to use them. But we have a ton of them in English. And I can guarantee you that most English speakers do not think about phrasal verbs. When I first started this channel 6 months ago, a lot of questions came up about phrasal verbs. I had to look it up. Like, what are you talking about? Phrasal verbs. So we use them all the time. I'm looking for the phrasal verb link that if you would like to check out that playlist, here it is, that it might be helpful. But yeah, it's super frustrating, the phrasal verbs. And we just don't think about using them. We use them all the time. And like you said, they have multiple meanings. So I apologize about that, but there is the link to a playlist with a bunch of videos. All right, I used, in the last video I made, 6 other ways to say shut up. I think there might have been a couple extra. Jesus provided one. There might have been a couple extra. And I think it was Asma. Of course, the chat jumped. Asma is wondering, what's the meaning of give a kick in the butt? So, to give a kick in the butt means to energize someone, maybe to give them a pep talk. Now, in that video, I said you might get your butt kicked if you say shh to somebody, to an adult. They might want to kick your butt. So that means a fight. So you might get your butt kicked. You might get into a fight. You might get beat up. To use another phrasal verb there, you might get beat up. But to give someone a kick in the butt means to jumpstart them. Maybe they're in a bad place. Maybe they are not studying their English as well as they should. Maybe they've taken a couple days off, and then you give them a guilt trip. You give them a guilt trip saying, hey, I'm trying to study here. I need a partner. Please help me. Give them a little kick in the butt. Kick in the butt. I hope that helped, Asma. I hope that helps. All right. Boom. I just saw this Ibrahim. Ibrahim always has my back. we think about language learning in a similar way. Sunshine in Armenia. Beautiful country, beautiful country. She's wondering, what does it mean, enough said? Enough said. We often say that when we want the conversation to end. Like, basically, we have said all that we want to say. All right, enough said, enough said. I might say this to maybe one of my children. They don't usually get into trouble, but maybe they have gotten into trouble for something. And I give them a good kick in the butt. But I might end it with, all right, enough said, enough said. Let's move on. More phrasal verbs. Let's move on. All right, let's talk about something different. Enough said, enough said. Move on. Different topic, different conversation. We use that all the time. Okay, Rod, a great question. I use this all the time. I use this all the time. No worries, no worries. We often say no worries, just meaning like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all, well, here's a little more slang. Don't worry about it. It's all good. So maybe you had a birthday party last week. Maybe your friend threw a birthday party for you, and a lot of your friends came, but one friend had to work. They may come to you the next week and they're like, oh man, I'm sorry. I had to work. I missed your birthday party. You could say, no worries. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal. All good. So basically means like, don't worry. Don't think about it. It's not a big deal. I hope that helps, Rod. Hope that helps. Zobeda. What? I don't know what Zobeda and Ibrahim are talking about, but whatever you said, it's all good. It's all good. No worries. It's funny. I thought it was funny. Let's see. Pashwa. Whoa. Man, again, how can you understand Pashwa? How can you understand those word rules? I don't know. I think it's just like any language. Ibrahim and I do the same thing. I have spoken with Ibrahim on a video chat. He is a very good English speaker. And I know his method for learning English, lots of listening. Lots of listening. If you have Netflix, I just did it this morning with Italian. You can go in and change your audio to English, maybe the subtitles in your own language. Watch a movie. You probably won't understand a lot of it, but you will train your brain to learn those word rules. So instead of studying grammar rules for an hour, that might tire you out. You might watch a movie and just understand a little bit of what's going on, but your 2 hours might be more enjoyable than 1 hour of studying a boring grammar book. Sam the Taiwanese, what is going on? Excellent question. What's the difference between the checkout counter and the cash register? Yeah, not much of a difference. Not much of a difference. Like the actual cash register could be where the cashier is at, taking your money, taking your cards. But let's say Jamie and I are doing our shopping and we go our separate ways. We might say, oh, I'll meet you back at the cash register. I'll meet you back at the checkout. Sometimes we just say checkout, the checkout. And I think that is a phrasal verb too. The checkout. I don't know where that comes from. Maybe when you write a check and you are about to leave the store, but only boomers write checks anymore, right? Does anybody write checks anymore? Do some of you young people, Eugene, do you even know what a check is? A check. It's probably credit cards, cash. Maybe some of you just have your phone, like just scan it. You don't even have to pay with actual money or credit cards. All right, I hope that helps, Sam the Taiwanese. Dubai Rick, first time here, welcome. If you are new to the chat and you're enjoying the channel, maybe subscribe. We do this a few times a week. I'm sorry, as life gets busier and busier, I have been going live less and less. I will try to get a midweek live stream in, maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday. We have a lot of rain coming in this weekend. We have a tropical depression coming in. So lots of rain. It's like a very weak hurricane. Very weak hurricane. So not a lot of wind, but a lot of rain. President Trump, you might have heard of that guy. He was supposed to give a speech in New Hampshire, the next state over from mine, but it was canceled because of all the rain. Naima, giving lots of love to Asma, Jamie. Vladimir. Great question here. Are there other ways to say, I don't believe you, besides I'm not buying it? You might say, like, get out of here. Get out of here with that. Might also say, get out of here with that mess. That would let somebody know that you don't believe them. Get out of here with that mess. I'm not buying it. You could say, I doubt it. Or I doubt that. I doubt that. Yeah. So those are a couple good ways to tell someone. Or for some of you, I don't know if Iwana is in here. She said she doesn't use rude language. But you could say, if you don't believe someone, that's a load of BS. Now, I won't say what BS means, but BS is when someone has given you a bunch of crap that you don't believe. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. All right. Eugene, you are welcome. You are welcome. All right. Some more questions here. Oh, Adriana. Oh, flexing on us. Pay with our watches. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Interesting, though. Fancy. And I think you said you are from Poland, right? So Poland has the technology. But hey, in the time of the coronavirus, if you're just paying with a watch, you don't have to touch anything, it's probably a good thing. Yes. Rod is wondering, could you explain a little bit more about Guilt Trip? In Rod is a machine. I know there are a lot of Portuguese speakers who watch this channel. I think it's the second most language. Does anybody have any ideas for the first? What language is number one when it comes to watching this channel? But Portuguese is second, and Rod has made a ton of subtitles for my videos. My man is a machine. He is a machine. I think how many have you done, Rod, this week? Like 3, 4? I should find it. If you are looking for some Brazilian Portuguese subtitles, Rod has made, Daniel made 1, and Rod, I think, has made 8. So between the two of them, there are 9 videos with accurate Brazilian Portuguese subtitles. So take a gander at that if you would like. Take a look at that. That's the Brazilian Portuguese subtitles. Maybe mark that for after the chat. So a guilt trip. So think about guilty. Guilty, when you feel like you have done something wrong. A guilt trip is when you try to make someone feel even worse for something they have done. So let's take that birthday party that your friend missed. If you want to make them feel even worse, you would give them a guilt trip. Instead of saying, no worries, no big deal, you would say, oh, man, we really missed you. And sometimes when you say, we really missed you, it just makes that person feel good. Like, oh, they missed me. But if you keep on and on, yeah, I really wish you were there. It wasn't as much fun without you. Maybe next year you can come to my party. Maybe you won't be so busy next year. That would be a guilt trip, making them feel worse for something they did. Guilt trip. Not a nice thing to do. Excuse me. Mr. Brewer, hello. What is going on? Do you use ostracize in context? Ostracize. We often do. Sometimes not. So you could simply say, I feel ostracized. So there would be no context there. But if you are wondering what ostracize means, very fancy word, big word, not often used, but it means to leave someone out. So let's go back to that birthday party, and maybe all of the friends got invitations to the birthday party, but one person didn't. They might feel ostracized. They might feel like they're being left out on purpose, for a reason. So, unfortunately, let's have some hush, please. Let's have some hush. Sunshine is wondering, not much. We might say hush up. That I didn't use that phrasal verb, and this could be another way to say zip it. Zip it. Shut your pie hole. Or as Jesus reminded me, shut your cake hole. Shut your cake hole. But you might hear hush up. You might hear hush up. All right. Oh, looks like Jamie answered that already. So Nico is talking about checks. All right. Oh. Checks. So that spelling right there, I think that's actually correct in England, in the UK. Here we just spell it like that. Let's see. We just spell it like that. But I think in England, jolly old England, they spell it like that. Oh no, Sharaf, not allowed to go to the beach. I'm sorry. Our beaches are open for now. So we went to the beach, Jamie and I, not long ago. We'll have to go again soon, right, Jamie? Sometime this week, maybe? So Eugene, I thought Eugene might be so young that he didn't know what a check was. But yeah, you nailed it. Piece of paper, before credit cards, use them all the time. No, not too many people do. Sylvia, hello. Appeal, are they I? So one spelling, I don't know one spelling, Sylvia. Okay. But the second one, appeal, it means you like something. So you might say, we often say, I don't know what the appeal is. The appeal is, meaning I don't know why people like it. We'll often use it like that. So my children right now, TikTok, maybe some of you younger people, TikTok obsessed, TikTok. I don't understand what the appeal is. I've never been on TikTok. I'm so old, I don't even have Snapchat. I don't know what the appeal is, but I know a lot of people like it. So appeal, meaning that you really like it. Of course, you could have appeal, which would be like the outside of an apple, but it's two words. The outside of a pear. There's a peel. Actually, peel, spelled like that. Sorry, it's spelled like that. Peel. A peel. Peel. All right, some more questions. I'm gonna jump down into the bottom of the chat just in case Jamie or someone else has answered your question already, and then I'm gonna try to find some other ones. Okay. Yeah, look at what Aroni says. Oftentimes a check for bigger purchases. But there are still some Americans. In fact, we just bought a box of checks. Jamie and I, because sometimes we will pay like my daughter's music teacher with a check. Sometimes she likes a check. If you don't have a receipt, I don't want to get too crazy here with terms. Receipt is something that you can show that proves you bought something. So if you just pay with cash, someone might say, oh, you never paid me for that. But a check makes it so the bank knows, and so there is proof that you've paid. So, all right. Some more questions here. Oh no! So it looks like, according to Nico, the government is meeting. Correct that. She corrected that. The government is meeting, and Hungary might be going down into another lockdown. Oh no. Yuska, how are you? XXX. I hope I said that correctly. Welcome, welcome. Adriana is wondering, what is the age of people here? Well, I am 44. I might be the second oldest. I do know of one person who is older than me in the chat. Jamie is younger than I am, so. I know how old some people are in this chat. I know Rod is younger than me, but I won't say anything else. I won't say anything else. Eagles Fly says I look younger than before. I think it's the beard. I got rid of the beard. Thank you, Rod's talking about the Brazilian Portuguese subtitles. Thank you, sir. Oh, Mary says she missed a whole lot again. So you can always watch on replay. I'm sorry, Mary. And Eagles Fly is wondering what's the topic we are talking about today. And with most of my live chats, live streams, there is no topic. I just take whatever questions come to me and answer them as best I can. Amina, thank you for joining the channel. If you would like to join, it's like $1 American a month. You can join, help me pay for some lights, help me pay for some other things. Thank you, Amina, for joining. She's wondering, what does commutes mean? Commute. The most common way you will hear commute is like a daily commute to work. Daily commute to work. And that just means how you have to travel. So my daily commute to work when I go into my classroom is about 12 minutes. So 12 minutes to my school in the morning. My commute home is 12 minutes at night. So hope that helps. I hope that's what you're asking. Commutes. Nah, Zabeda. I don't fall for that. So I think she is talking about another way to tell someone you don't believe them. Zabeda, yeah, I'm not going to fall for that. I don't fall for that. You're a liar. You're a dog. A liar. Eugene and I were talking this morning about Biden, Joe Biden, one of our presidential candidates. And I think he said to someone, "You are a dog-faced lion pony boy." It's something like that. So we got dog in there. And then we also have, "Don't believe them. You're a dog-faced lion pony boy." I think he made that term up. I've never heard that before. But it became a meme. All you young people in here, you like your memes. That became a meme. All right. Adriana, yes, spoke to Adriana yesterday. So she knows Polish. She knows German and English. Trilingual. We talked about that in the chat yesterday. So Saturday, everyone has to run errands. Shops are closed here on Saturday. She's currently in Germany. Are they opened here? Yes. Yeah. 7 days a week, most stores are open. We often say that, 7 days a week. The big stores, yeah, they're all open on Sundays. Amina, you are welcome. Mary, dropping the S-bombs. With asterisks. I'm gonna be careful how to say that. An asterisk. That's how you say it. I don't know how to say the plural. Asterisks. Asterisks. Okay, Sam the Taiwanese. Great question. Is it rude to ask someone their age? Yeah, it depends on the person. If you have just met that person and they are older and they are female, it could be considered rude. There is a saying in the United States, and it goes like this: you should never ask a woman her age. But, if you know somebody really well, it's not rude, but I wouldn't ask anybody their age. All right, Eagles Fly, Caps is asking, do you know why Alaska is separated and doesn't become part of Canada? I do know why. Real quick history. Alaska used to, I want to do a video on this. It used to belong to Russia. That was Russian territory. And then during President Lincoln, so we're talking like the 1860s, Russia wanted to sell it because it's just like nothing's up there. And they needed the money. And the US, someone in Lincoln's cabinet, one of Lincoln's advisors, one of Lincoln's helpers, said, yeah, maybe we should buy it. And for a long time, it became known as Seward's Folly. The guy's name was Seward, and a folly is just an old way to say mistake. So it was known as a mistake for a long time, 30, 40 years. But then gold was discovered there. So a lot of Americans moved to Alaska. And then, of course, oil was discovered. So it was originally Russian, and then the United States bought it. So that's why it's not part of Canada. Okay. Baybars. Hope I'm saying that correctly. Baybars. How can I say to someone in a softened way? Oh, let's see. Trying to be polite. So the last video I made about telling someone to shut up was kind of rude. So maybe I'll be a little more polite this time. Let's see. How can I say to someone in a softened way that when I talk to you, I don't find any topic to bring up? Well, maybe you're a little nervous. I'm just saying, Maybe you're a little nervous and you find this person attractive. You might say, ooh, I just clam up. Clam. How do you spell clam? Why can't I spell? I'm spelling clam. C-L-A-M. Clam up. I just clam up. When we say clam up, that means you can't speak. It comes from that creature that lives in the ocean, the clam, and often their mouths are shut. So when you can't find the words to say, you might just say, I just clam up whenever I'm near you. We could also say, I get flustered. If someone is flustered, it means they're nervous and they are unable to speak. So I hope that helps. Age is just a number, Rod says. Yeah, sure is. Some days I feel younger than 44. Some days I feel much older. Aniko says that some women stay the same age for several years. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes guys too. Sometimes we'll say, because 50 is a big age. It's like getting older, 50. So sometimes people say, I'm celebrating my 49th birthday for the 5th time, something like that. Sunshine's wondering, what does avast mean? I don't know. Is that a word? Avast. Apparently it is. Avast is a word. I'm not sure. I know what vast is. Vast. But what does avast mean? Avast. I'm going to look it up right now. Maybe it'll make sense to me. One word, avast. Let's see. Well, it looks like it's a website, Avast Antivirus. Yeah, so that word is not coming up in English. But I can answer what vast means. Vast. Vast. So it's a wide spread of something. So you might say a vast expanse of land. So the desert, maybe in Algeria. I know there are some Algerian viewers. The desert is vast. There's nothing around, lots of sand, wide open spaces. So you might hear a vast array of choices. Maybe you have many choices, so a vast number of choices. So often I'm doing my hands like this because vast often means wide. Wide. Not literally wide, but vast. Vast. I hope that helps. Yeah, Mary, that makes sense to me. I think we've spoken about this before, that Mary might be an old soul. Or we might say very mature. I think something like that. Aniko. Crickets. I've forgotten how to say when you forget something and you can't remember what I wanted to say. I think yesterday I never got to it. I believe it was Amina, and I think Amina is here now. Didn't you ask yesterday, Amina, before the chat started, and then it disappeared, what tip of my tongue means? I think that was you, Amina. Tip of my tongue. So often we say that. When you can't think of something, it's like, it's kind of somewhere in your head. It's on the tip of my tongue. We often say that and we often say this too. If you hadn't. So if you wouldn't have asked me, it's a pretty tricky tense there. But maybe someone asks you, Who sings this song? You could say, it's on the tip of my tongue. Or you could say, oh, if you hadn't have asked me, I would have known. So sometimes when someone asks you the question, it makes your brain just forget. Oh man, if you wouldn't have asked me, I would have known. So we sometimes say, good, Amina. I'm glad you're here to hear that. I'm glad you're here to hear that. I'm glad you're here to hear that. Two different spellings. Yes, Sharef. Vast, right? Vast. What if you I've seen some people will take a long drive through the desert, but what if they break down? What if their car breaks down? That could be life and death, right? A life and death situation. That's what I found too, Adriana. Yeah, that avast. That's all I came up with was like a Czech, a different spelling of Czech, as in Czech and Slovakia. So they used to be one country. Czechoslovakia. Yeah, it's an internet security. That's what I found. But vast. Hopefully that's what you were asking. Vast. All right. Ivan, welcome. Are you new here? Ivan, welcome. All right. Koktila, привет. Seems like it's a Russian name, first and last. I hope. If you are Polish, I apologize. I don't know how to say how are you, hello, in Polish. Maybe I should learn one day. All right, hi. I wish you success for your channel. Thank you so much. Well, I had a question for you. I have a relative in America, and so when I try to speak with him on the phone, I can't, but I'm almost fluent in written form. Oh, we hear this all the time. Don't worry, you are close. You are close. And when I say close, well, maybe another 6 months of working, maybe another year. But it's so, I would argue, I would say that there are 3 different things you need to know to be fluent in a language. You need to be able to read, for the most part, right? You need to be able to read, you need to be able to listen, and then the hardest thing is you need to be able to speak. So my advice to you, Ivan, is you're not alone. A lot of people feel like this. If you can, find a language partner. And if you are serious about it, which it sounds like you are, because you've done 2 of the 3 things already. So you are a serious language learner. Maybe join the Facebook group. There are some amazing English speakers in there. Almost like native. I have spoken to some of them. Very good language speakers there. You may find a language partner. That is probably the key for you to be speaking more fluently, is that you need to speak more, and to find someone to speak with. Maybe that Facebook group is a good thing. We have that somewhere, that link. And I know many of you are part of that. I think it's in the description to this video anyway. But maybe I can link it. But it sounds like you're almost there. Not much longer. You've done some very hard work already. You're close. Close. Nice job. All right, I will put that Facebook link right in there. Boom. Do that. Boom. 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 Here we go. No way. Mary is saying that English and Persian have a lot in common. Wow, I didn't know that. But Persian, I've gotten this wrong before. Persian is an Indo-European language, right? right? Persian is. And I do know Persian. I know how to say thank you in Persian. I think that's all I know. And it's merci, right? Very similar to the French, merci. I think the R is pronounced a little more though, merci. All right. Cecilia says the Facebook group is amazing. Yeah, I would agree. It's because of people like Cecilia. She often posts some very nice stuff that we discuss. Who else has been posting? I think Mary posted in there. Who is not here. Yeah, some great stuff. Some great stuff. Igor, hey young man, where is our Brent? I think it's the beard, right? Excuse me. It's the beard. Oh, Elena is posting on some of my videos, but she's not in here. She's not in here. Adriana just posted. You could probably all see that. Hello in Polish is that. Oh, I'm not good at Polish. I'm sorry. But I can say hey. So that's Polish for hi. Hey. Hey. Oh, good. Elvie is saying Persian is Indo-European. Because I had gotten that wrong before. I thought it was related to Turkish, but it's not, right? Persian, Turkish are not related. K-Mega is wondering, what's the word to allow someone to be free with you? So you might say, we can talk casually. We can talk casually. We can talk. So maybe it's maybe with your boss, or maybe you are a boss, and just let's talk casually. Forget all of the proper etiquette. Please speak to me. Tell me what's on your mind. So that also works too. Just share your thoughts with me. Share your thoughts. Something like that. I hope that helps. Oh, Ivan is wondering, which state am I from? I am from the state of Maine. State of Maine. So it's way up there. Almost by Canada, just a little north of Boston. A lot of people know Boston. So I'm further north than Boston. It's pretty far up there. Rod is wondering, Adriana says, nice try with my Polish. It's bad. Sorry. No, wait. So Ivan said, I just saw on my phone, his relatives are in New Hampshire. That's the next state. My state borders New Hampshire. I was just in New Hampshire 4 days ago. I'll be in New Hampshire again next week. The word glitch. Is the word glitch, Rod would like to know, only used for electronic devices? So by far, that's the most common. But no, we could use it for most things. Maybe like paperwork at your work, and maybe the paperwork doesn't get to you. You could say, maybe there's a glitch somewhere. Yeah, so not just with electronics. People would know that if you say glitch, it would mean there's some problem that you're not aware of, that you don't know. Oh no, laggy? Somebody said laggy. I hope it's not laggy in here. Hey, in about 5 minutes, we're gonna wrap this up, and I am going to head over to wrap this up. Different spelling of wrap. Wrap this up. wrap this chat up and head over to Bob the Canadian's channel. Let you in on a little secret. Be checking for the community tab, because last week I asked channel members, help me come up with some ice cream flavors. And we came up with about 3, but I do want to get another ice cream flavor from everyone. So I'm going to put a poll up. So there's an ice cream company called Ben & Jerry's. Famous American, famous American ice cream company. And for next Saturday's video, what I want to do is a taste test with ice cream. And I will use a lot of descriptive language. And so Bob the Canadian will be making an appearance in the video, and also Sean from Free 99 English. 2 Canadians, we're getting together to do some ice cream tasting videos, try to give you some descriptive language you can use when tasting food. So, Wee is here. Just showed up. Welcome, Wee. Had to get that workout in. I know, you're really here for Bob's chat. You said if I have to miss one chat, I'm gonna miss that guy Brent's, but I want to get to Bob's. Just messing with you, Wee. Just messing with you. Cecilia. Oh, how would you say likewise? Yeah, likewise. It's a good one, and it's very proper. Rafael is not here from Brazil. He would like this. But if you agree with someone, you can simply say likewise. So if someone says, man, I really like ice cream, you can simply say likewise, meaning I agree. Right? Hope that helps there, Cecilia. Hope that helps, Cecilia. Sam the Taiwanese is laughing about something. Is it the Bob the Canadian chat? I know. Bob's more popular. He's a legend. I like his chat too. I love his chat. Eagle Fly, would I do a video on the Boston Massacre? I would love to. I actually wanted to do one. I used to do more American history videos, but most viewers, they don't like the history stuff on this channel. But maybe I can sneak in a Boston Massacre video. I would love to do it. I would love to visit Boston with the camera. It's only about 2 hours from my house, but Massachusetts is a state right now that has a lot of COVID cases. So I would really rather not go in for an English field trip, but maybe a Boston Massacre. One of our presidents, John Adams, was very important in the Boston Massacre. Interesting part of our history, I think. Yeah, Sylvia, sure. For that, to speak honestly, yeah. If you really want someone, yeah, just simply say, yeah, speak honestly with me. Don't hold anything back. Don't hold anything back. All right, Alvi is wanting more history stuff. I did do 5 videos on the 50 states, and I have put that in a playlist. Probably can't pull it up. I'll take a couple more questions. But if you want some history, I think I have 2 playlists. One of the 50 states and then one of American history. But it has been a little while since I've added, there are 14 videos though. 14 videos on this playlist. So I can add that just because you asked. So maybe bookmark that and watch it after. Miho. Oh, did I miss your question, Miho? I'm sorry. But Cecilia asked it for you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Any beginner would like to know what time is it in Maine? It is almost 10 o'clock. Almost 10 o'clock. A couple more questions and then I'm going to head over to Bob the Canadian. Oh, no. Natalie says, is it Natalie? Natalie or Nathalie? Natalie says, yeah, show places in the U.S. Our trip to the US has been canceled. I hope next summer, maybe 2021, will be the best summer ever. All right, I believe Bob the Canadian's chat is started 5 seconds ago, so I'm gonna log off here. I'm gonna try to do another live chat on Sunday. So tomorrow, about this time, Naima is throwing the flowers. Let's do it. Let's head over to Bob the Canadian's chat. I can, let me just link his chat if people would like to go there. I can link it for you and you don't have to go anywhere else but that link. Just take me a second. But I want to thank you all for joining. Thank you all of the channel members who were here. It means a lot. Thank you everyone who came in. I'm watching an ad right now, but I can link it. Link it right there. Aroni is still here. Thank you so much for joining. Sam the Taiwanese. Thank you so much. I'm glad you got your workout in. Eagles fly, East Timor. Hope everything is well there. Mr. Rambo, thank you guys. Igor, thank you. Cecilia, thank you, amigo. Adios, amigo. Armenia, I hope everything is well, sunshine. Thank you so much for joining. Aniko, I hope Hungary is awesome today. Thank you guys so much. Adios, amigos. See ya.